and welcome to the fourth episode of the In My 20s and Tired podcast. In this podcast, I talk about basically the struggles of being a millennial or being in your 20s. So, let's see, what did I talk about on my other episodes? In the first episode, I talked about having tattoos, piercings, and colored hair as a teacher and whether or not tattoos can affect your future job prospects. Then in the second episode, I talked about the quarter life crisis, one that I have already had a few times, so maybe you can relate to that. And then in the previous episode, which was the third, was struggles of being a vegan. So today, I'm going to talk about what cruelty-free beauty means. I have a YouTube channel where I talk about cruelty-free and vegan makeup, and I recently actually did a video on cruelty-free cosmetics and how to go cruelty-free with your makeup. But I know that there are a lot of things about cruelty-free makeup that can be confusing when you are first starting out. So that is the main topic of today, but as always, I first want to talk about a few other things. First, I want to give a little bit of a personal update. So, I work 2 days in a week as a fourth grade teacher. Wait, is it fourth grade? Yeah, it's fourth grade. We have different grade things here in the Netherlands where I live. So, I work 2 days in a week and I am still studying to become a teacher, but this is like a paid internship kind of thing that I am doing right now. But I do have the class all to myself and I'm kind of alone teaching, at least on Thursday, and then on Wednesday I still teach all the lessons, but my coach is also present. So I have not been teaching for a couple of weeks, which is really weird. I haven't seen my kids in a couple of weeks, which is also very weird. I've spoken to a lot of them on the phone 2 weeks ago, and which was really nice because I miss my kids. I miss my kids. So it was really nice talking to them on the phone, and they are working online in this kind of program, digital thing, where we have enabled the chat function. So I get to chat with some of the kids who notice that I talk to them and if they care to respond. Kids are really funny on the internet. So yeah, that is kind of my work update. Next week, I don't have to go into work at all. But the week after that, I have a shift on Thursday to look after some of the kids that are from parents with vital professions. Because here in the Netherlands, they have decided that no kids are going to school, but if there are parents that have a vital or crucial profession that we need, for instance, if they are a teacher or if they work in a hospital or if they work in the food sector, then their kids will go to school, but they won't actually get classes. They just, it's basically like daycare. So that is what I have to do then. And I already did it last Thursday, and it was kind of fun. It was fun to see some kids again. One of the kids from my class was in daycare, so it was fun to see him again and talk to him about what his perspective is on all of this. Yeah, so that is my work update. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is, okay, so I'm not embarrassed, but I play Animal Crossing. My boyfriend and I bought a Switch about a week and a half ago, and we also bought Animal Crossing, and we've been playing every day since. It is so addictive. We've been really enjoying playing it, and it's just such a fun, wholesome, cute game to play. So we've really been enjoying playing Animal Crossing, and then, when was it? April 1st. I really hoped that it was an April Fool's joke, but it wasn't. The Bunny Day stuff came in, and I want to, make money, pay off my debts for my house. If you play Animal Crossing, you'll know what I talk about. But I keep fishing up all of these stupid eggs, and I keep chopping wood eggs, and it's very annoying. And I want it to be gone, but it it's up till Easter, which is the 12th of April, I think. So yeah, we have to live with it. Next thing is the weather. And I talked about the weather last, or maybe the episode before that. But the weather has been so great. It's almost 20 degrees Celsius here today, and it's such a nice day. And yet I am here inside recording my podcast. But my boyfriend is off to the, what is it called? The shop where they, like construction shop, because we want to finish off the garden set that we have, sort of a lounge couch that my boyfriend made out of pallet wood last summer, but it wasn't finished quite yet, so he wanted to finish that, and hopefully there aren't too many people there right now, so he's being careful about that. During this whole crisis, I have a question for you. And I don't know if you've been working out before this whole crisis, but have you been working out during this crisis? I started off great, like the first 2 days. I did some at-home workouts, following some videos from Blogaladies. And then I didn't anymore. And I do have a free subscription through my gym membership, because they are closed now, of course, so I can't go into the gym. But they have given us this free subscription to fitsnacks.tv. I don't know if it is a Dutch thing, but it's pretty cool because it has a ton of online workouts that you can follow. And I should really do that, actually. Maybe after recording this podcast, but then again, maybe not, because the weather is so nice outside and I really want to be outside. But then working out is so important. I just have no motivation to work out at all, even though I know it will make me feel way better. If you are watching this on YouTube, you'll see that I'm wearing makeup. Probably, if you can tell, you see I have a brown smoky eye going on, which I filmed for my YouTube channel. But other than filming makeup for my YouTube channel, I have not been putting on any makeup. I don't care. I don't care about putting on my makeup. I am going absolutely nowhere. I did my makeup for the video and to record this podcast, and then after this I'm gonna wash it off and I'm gonna live my makeup free and bra free crisis life again. So yeah, and another thing that always goes with crisis, or with I don't know, just feeling a little off, is coloring your hair. And I recently colored my hair because I was a greenette, I guess. I had blue, green, teal-ish hair, and then green hair, and now I dyed or colored it brown. But I really want something else, because I really think this color is kind of boring on me. I don't like it. I mean, you can't see the green through it, but it's a little bland looking. It needs a good color on it. So I'm thinking red brown-ish. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. And I have to cut my own bangs. I actually purchased hairdresser scissors to be able to cut my own bangs again, because it has been 4 weeks, I think 3 weeks, since I went to the hairdresser. No, over 3 weeks. Yeah, since I went to the hairdresser and I got my bangs, and my hair grows really fast, so I definitely need to trim my bangs because they are in my way. In the way, yeah. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about for the personal updates is my mother-in-law. She is pretty much the greatest person that I know. She works with dementia cases. She is a case manager for dementia here in Dimension. I think it's called Dimension. Yeah. So she works with elderly with memory loss, and she called us yesterday to tell us that we can't visit her for a while because basically people from higher up have decided that she has to go into an elderly home and take care of the elderly that are infected with the virus. So it's pretty scary. She will be wearing like a full-on suit to protect her, and a mouth, what are they called? Like the mouth things, and eye masks. So it's kind of scary, kind of weird. It's getting so close. It's hitting close to home right now. So that is kind of scary. And also disappointing that we can't go over anymore. I mean, my boyfriend went over. We don't go over together anymore because of the whole crisis. We just wanted to be careful. But yeah, now he can't come over anymore. So yeah, it's kind of sad. And also, I mean, I have a lot of respect for her job that she already has, taking care of dementia cases because, yeah, I don't know. I think dementia is such a scary, is it called an illness, I guess? Or, yeah. I just think it's, I don't know. I don't know what words I want to use right now. But it is kind of scary and I guess not fun, just not fun, that she has to take care of these corona patients because it has been told she has to do that from higher up, even though it's not her job at all and she doesn't have a choice in the matter. Yeah, I mean, I understand, of course, but then again, it's not fun when it happens to, people that you know and love. Okay, I am off of this topic now, and I always want to talk about a news topic. And lucky me that I started this podcast right before quarantine. So I basically only have been able to talk about the current crisis. And I mean, everything that I can talk about right now that is relevant is gonna be related to the crisis because it is just it's basically the only thing that is going on right now, almost everywhere in the world. Or in the in the first world. So I want to talk about okay, I'm going to struggle pronouncing this a couple of times. Digitalization in education. So like I said, I live in the Netherlands. I am a 4th grade teacher. And on the 12th of March, all the universities and college were supposed to close. So they closed on Thursday. I think that was the 12th of March. And next week, online classes were already taking place. I already had my online class that Tuesday, I think. So things happened really fast in my college because my teachers were working so hard to be able to still give us the education that we pay for and that we need, because test weeks and final weeks for this period were coming up. We have one semester that's divided into periods, which is why I call it a period. So, but for primary education, just not everybody was prepared for this, for the schools to close, to give digital education, virtual education, and some primary schools already were into giving online classes and online instruction and online education from the first week that they were closed, because primary schools were told to close the Sunday after that Thursday. So I went in on Monday with all of my co-workers and we had to find a way to give online education, and we didn't know whether it was just the 3 weeks that they had set on that Sunday that schools were going to be closed, or whether they were going to be closed for a longer period of time, which ended up happening. So nobody really knew what to do, how to give shape, I guess, to online education. I had a lot of ideas because I am really into digital stuff and I really like looking at all of the options that there are for digital classroom ideas. So I had a bunch of ideas, but the thing is, and I completely understand that, we have decided as a school that everybody does the same thing. So all of the groups, all of the grade levels do the same thing. So I can't decide for my children to do things a certain way because other groups are not, and other teachers from my school aren't doing the same thing as I am. So we can't do that. But that makes it really hard for me to kind of do my job because there are no things in place right now to give online instruction and to, to be in contact with the kids, because we have taken these whole 3 weeks and there's still nothing that we have decided on that we're gonna do. So that annoys me, and that brings me to my next point, because the digitalization in education is leading towards video calling, video conferencing, and video online instruction. And a program that is being used a lot is Zoom. And if you are into video calling or you're anything a little bit up with the latest news, then you'd know that Zoom is having some privacy issues. So we really wanted to use Zoom for our school. Last week, I and the ICT coordinator, I guess, or the IT coordinator, we looked into Zoom and whether we could use it or not for our school to give online instruction, to video call with the kids. So I looked some things up, and I'll link the articles that I used below, even though most of them, or some, the one that I'm talking about right now is actually in Dutch, so I'm sorry, but I translated it. And apparently last year, random conversations that were being held on Zoom. What did I write down here? Oh yeah, random conversations were being watched. So that was last year, and they got into trouble for that. And then over the last few days, Zoom has been selling data to Facebook. We all know the privacy issues relating to Facebook. Email addresses were leaked, and there is a possibility to click links in Zoom, I think in the chat from Zoom, to local files, but that makes it possible and apparently very easy for hackers to hack passwords. So Zoom is supposed to have end-to-end encryption, so Zoom actually can't look in on conversations. WhatsApp has the same thing, I believe. When you start a new conversation on WhatsApp, it tells you that they have an end-to-end encryption, that WhatsApp and other parties can't look into your conversations to see what you are saying. But apparently, that's not the case with Zoom at all. And we don't know who is watching with Zoom. So with Facebook and Google, they have this whole policy on third parties that can watch what you are doing on Facebook and what you are doing on Google, I think. But with Zoom, you just don't know. So what can we use? For our college, our university uses Teams, Microsoft Teams, and we've really been enjoying that. I don't know how safe that is, but we've been really enjoying it. You can also use Skype, but you need a phone number, I think, that is linked to your account. And then another option is Google Hangouts, which I really want to try for school or for my job. So that is a little bit on digitalization in education. So I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna go on to the main topic, which is cruelty-free beauty. And we are back. So first of all, I want to talk about what is cruelty-free beauty. So I have this website here from Cruelty Free Kitty, and this is one of the websites, one of the two websites that I always use when it comes to cruelty-free cosmetics and what brands are cruelty-free and which aren't. So Cruelty Free Kitty has this list on her website with all of the cruelty-free brands that are kind of certified by her. So she reaches out to brands to ask them certain questions, and there are a few things that a brand has to say yes to and that a brand has to do in order for them to be cruelty-free. So cruelty-free, by the way, is all about animal testing and the fact that it doesn't happen. So if a brand does not test on animals, it's cruelty-free. But all the brands found on this list were vetted to be cruelty-free, meaning 1. They don't test finished products on animals at any point during the production. 2. Their suppliers don't test raw materials, ingredients, or products on animals. 3. No third party tests on animals on their behalf. And 4. They don't test on animals where the law requires it, for example, mainland China. So that is written down on the website of Cruelty Free Kitty. And the last point is one that gets a lot of brands into trouble or makes a lot of brands not cruelty free, because they will say about themselves that they are cruelty free, but when they are asked if they sell in mainland China or if they have other people test for them, they will say that if a law requires them to test on animals, that they will. But that is not considered cruelty-free in the opinion of Cruelty-Free Kitty and in the opinion of Logical Harmony, which is another website that is very reliable when it comes to cruelty-free statuses of brands. And in my opinion as well, I mean, if you want to be cruelty-free, if your morals are right and you want to have a cruelty-free brand as a brand owner, then you don't sell in mainland China, because selling in mainland China would require you or them to probably test some of your products or all of your products on animals. But if it's against your morals, then you wouldn't, you know? So that is a little bit about what is cruelty-free. Now, I found this website, which is from the Human Society International. Is this Europe? I don't know. But they have some FAQs about animal testing. So, what animals are used to test cosmetics? So they write, we estimate that approximately 100,000 to 200,000 animals suffer and die just for cosmetics every year around the world. And these are rabbits, guinea pigs, hamsters, rats, and mice. While dogs and monkeys are never used to test cosmetics anywhere in the world, they are used to test other types of chemicals. So even though the cosmetics may not be tested on dogs and monkeys, some chemicals that can be in your makeup can be tested on dogs and monkeys. And personally for me, I'm a vegan. I love all animals. I don't want any animal to suffer, whether that is a pig, a cow, or a cat, or a dog. I don't care. I don't want any of them to suffer. So yeah. And then what animal tests are carried out for cosmetics? So typically animal tests for cosmetics include skin and eye irritation tests, where chemicals are rubbed onto shaved skin or dripped into the eyes of rabbits, repeated oral force feeding studies lasting weeks or months to look for signs of general illness or specific health hazards. Yeah, so they also have lethal dose tests, in which animals are forced to swallow massive amounts of a test chemical to determine the dose that causes death. So that is just basically knowing that you're going to kill a certain animal, but just want to know how much of a certain ingredient it takes to kill them, which that just blows my mind. That makes me so angry, and that makes me so sad. That, first of all, how do you think? How do you come up with that? I don't understand how you can even come up with something so evil. I don't even want to read more because I already am cruelty-free and I don't need any more convincing, but maybe some of you do, because I know when I first got into cruelty-free makeup, I didn't even think that animal testing was still a thing. I thought it was so old-fashioned, like animal testing. I didn't even know it still happened. But yeah, what else do they say? These tests can cause considerable pain and distress, including blindness, swollen eyes, sore bleeding skin, internal bleeding, and organ damage, birth defects, convulsions, I don't know what those are, and death. Pain relief is not provided at the end of a test. The animals are killed, normally by asphyxiation, I don't know what that is, neck breaking, or decapitation. So, okay, let's take a quick break, because again, that angers me and that saddens me so much that animals are being put through this. For what? So we can wear makeup? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love makeup, but it is never worth it for an animal or another being to suffer for my makeup so that I can wear makeup. Okay, my boyfriend just texted me that he's already going home, so I'm gonna get through this because I think it's very important and I want to cover everything. Oh, my chair is squeaking. I want to cover everything, but I want to do it before my boyfriend gets home. Okay, so why does it still happen? Almost without exceptions, companies have a choice about whether or not to test on animals. In the majority of cases, animal tests continue because some companies insist on developing and using new ingredients. These are ingredients that don't have an existing safety data because they're new. So, safety data has to be generated to satisfy the regulators before a product can go on sale, and that means new animal testing. Okay, so that is why animal testing apparently is still happening. I think, again, it is so old-fashioned and I don't understand anything about it. I'll link this article in the show notes or in the video description if you're watching this on YouTube, so you can read the rest of this answer. What are alternatives to animal testing? So we already talked about what it is, cruelty-free, talking about how it happens, why it still happens. But if there are so many cruelty-free brands, what are they doing that they don't require animal testing? So cosmetics companies can stop animal testing immediately and still produce new, safe, and exciting beauty products simply by manufacturing the cruelty-free way. Companies do this by using the thousands of ingredients with a long history of safe use, because these will have existing safety data and require no further testing, animal or otherwise. They can also do this by making use of a growing number of advanced non-animal safety tests that can better predict how humans will react to chemicals. More than 40 non-animal tests have been validated for use, and these modern alternatives can offer results that are more relevant to people, often more cheaply and quickly too. So why the hell are we still testing on animals if it is so easy to not? Honestly. This annoys me. I'm gonna keep scrolling. So, have any countries banned animal testing for cosmetics? Yes. Animal testing for cosmetics has been banned throughout the 28 countries of the European Union since 2009, which is one of the countries that I live in. I live in the Netherlands. We are part of the European Union. And testing for animals, cosmetics, animal testing for cosmetics has been banned in my country. The EU also banned the sale of cosmetic products or ingredients subject to new animal testing after March of 2013. Okay, so weirdly enough, However, cosmetic animal testing remains legal in most other countries, although many countries don't expressly require such testing. As it is not prohibited, it continues to take place at the discretion of cosmetics company and ingredient suppliers. So what I thought after reading that a couple of years ago, that animal testing was banned in Europe or in countries of the European Union, I thought that all the products that I can buy here and other brands that I can purchase from will be cruelty-free. But that's not the case, and I honestly don't really know what that is about and how that can happen if animal testing is banned here. Then why can I still purchase products from Maybelline and L'Oreal when they still test on animals because they are selling in mainland China? So maybe it's because the animal testing doesn't happen in these countries, it happens in China, and then it's just a moral thing of me not wanting to purchase from Maybelline or L'Oreal because they decide that because China requires it, that they are still gonna, sell there. So I think that's the case. So I quickly want to talk about some cruelty-free brands that you can safely purchase from. So I have a whole list here in my bullet journal where I also write all my notes from my episodes. Okay, so Anastasia Beverly Hills is a cruelty-free brand. And if you are using brow products from maybe Benefit is not cruelty-free. So try to look into Anastasia Beverly Hills. I definitely want to try some brow products of them. And I think, they have a bunch of really nice, very good quality makeup products. Some of them can be a little bit expensive, but overall it is a very good brand. Then we have Ardell, which is the brand from the lashes. I have some of their lashes. Also, be careful when you come across brands that are cruelty-free or calling themselves cruelty-free, but they still have real mink lashes. I don't think mink can be cruelty-free because I don't think there's a cruelty-free way to get mink fur for lashes, but that's probably a whole other topic. But just something to keep in mind. Then you have Barry M. I have a bunch of Barry M nail polishes. I'm showing you one right now on camera, which is from the Molten Metal nail paint collection from Barry M. I really love their nail polishes so much, and I want to try more of them. But they are a really fun brand. Then The Body Shop is completely cruelty-free. ColourPop is cruelty-free. I have so many products from ColourPop, probably almost half of my collection is from ColourPop. Let me see. 7 minutes ago, my boyfriend contacted me. So, Cover FX is also 100% vegan. I would love to try some products from Cover FX. So much fun. Then Dose of Colors. Elf is cruelty-free and 100% vegan, as well as Jeffree Star Cosmetics, also cruelty-free, 100% vegan. His eyeshadow palettes are really, really good. Then Lethal Cosmetics, which is, I think, a German brand. I have never tried any of their products, but I would love to. Then Melt Cosmetics, Milk Makeup, Nabla Cosmetics is a really fun brand with fun eyeshadows, and I love their foundation. NYX Cosmetics, though they have a parent company that is not cruelty-free, NYX themselves is cruelty-free. Then there is Ovra Cosmetics, which I believe is also 100% vegan. They have bomb highlighters. I love their highlighters. Then there is Real Techniques, which I have their brushes. They are synthetic and they are really, really good. As well as Sigma Beauty. They also have makeup and brushes. I don't know if they have natural hair brushes though, and whether or not that would not officially affect their cruelty-free status, but it is something to think about. Then there is Soul Body, which is the sister brand of ColourPop, which has beautiful highlighters. I have a body highlighter, a liquid body highlighter, and I would love to get more. Urban Decay, cruelty-free, BH Cosmetics, Juvia's Place, Suva Beauty, and Sleek. So those are a bunch of brands that you can safely purchase from. You can also check out the links that I put in the show notes from Logical Harmony's cruelty-free brand list, and as well as Cruelty-Free Kitty's cruelty-free brand list. They have differences because they both reach out to brands individually, and a brand can choose to respond to one and not to the other, which is why I look at both of the lists to make sure, or to see whether I think a product is cruelty-free or not. So some non-cruelty-free brands are Maybelline, Pat McGrath. I think, Pat McGrath is not cruelty-free. Then there is L'Oreal, like I said, Benefit, MAC, a bunch of higher-end makeup brands like Clinique, Chanel. I don't even know that many because I just don't use them. But there are a bunch of non-cruelty-free makeup brands. You can also check those out on Cruelty-Free Kitty and Logical Harmony. How to go cruelty-free? I kind of covered this in my video on going cruelty-free. But basically, you can choose to go gradually or to just go all in. I did it gradually because I had a bunch of makeup from, let's say, Maybelline. I had some things from Benefit that I used up and then found alternatives for. That is how I did it. You can also choose to throw away all of the non-cruelty-free makeup that you currently own and go out to search for alternatives immediately. I don't really think there's a right or wrong way to do this, as long as you do it the way that works for you. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I hope that I taught you a little bit about cruelty-free beauty, what it means, how you can go cruelty-free with your cosmetics. Let me know by email or in the comments on YouTube what your thoughts are on cruelty-free, on going cruelty-free, maybe going vegan. I would love to do a podcast episode on vegan beauty as well. I want to do a video on that for my channel as well. But I would love to hear your thoughts. Any thoughts on any of the topics that I talked about in this episode? I would love to hear that. So yeah, I hope you'll tune in next week. I don't know what I'm going to talk about next week yet. But yeah, stay tuned and you will find out. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.